joining us this morning to talk about how the weather might interact with the ashfall advisory and everything else going. There's aviation issues outside of the lava itself, if that were to become a problem. What kind of problems are we looking at? Joining us this morning from the National Weather Service is Robert Bolin. He's one of the meteorologists over there. Good morning, Robert. Thank you for taking the time to join us on such short notice.
Oh, good morning, Chevy. Good to be here.
So right now, the Weather Service has an ashfall advisory. Can you kind of just explain that, what that actually means?
Yeah, so basically what happened at Sunday night, 11:30 p.m., roughly, we had an eruption at the summit of Mauna Loa. And initially, we want to get an ashfall advisory out to the public to let them know that there could be ash or other volcanic debris going on. However, the challenge is, because it's at 13,700 feet elevation of this eruption, how much of that material is going to make it down to the ground. And that's an unknown at this point.
And if it's downwind, do you know what downwind would be at in that particular area?
Yeah, and it's going to depend on, we're in a light wind pattern, kind of southerly wind pattern, as you know. So it's going to depend on where these winds shift. And over time, that's going to change, right, as the winds shift around. For now, we're kind of focusing northeast of, say, the summit area. So that's kind of the Hilo area, maybe Lapahoihoi. But overall, we have this advisory out for the entire island, including the marine waters of the Big Island.
Now, as far as aviation problems, ash is extremely dangerous as far as jet aircraft goes. They've been known to seize up jet engines, things of that nature in the past. So they're extremely aware of that problem. So can you talk a little bit about that? What the flights that might even get close to that in and out of Hilo or Kona?
Yeah, we work hand in hand with the volcanic ash experts within the Weather Service. And we put out what we call volcanic ash warnings to through the FAA and to the pilots. And so we box off an area where we think the material is going to be, in this case, ash and some glass particles that could actually foul engines if they fly through it, to give them a warning to stay out of the area where we think this material is.
One last question. As far as people's health, I mean, the Pele's hair and the VOG, is that something that they should be aware of, and what kind of precautions should they take?
Yeah, there's three main threats. One is the ashfall, the Pele's hair. The second is the VOG and the sulfur dioxide, which, because it's so close to these communities, unlike Kilauea, some of that SO2 may actually reach communities that haven't experienced that before, and people with respiratory problems need to take heed. And the challenge for us is that there's not a lot of measurement sites on the slopes of Mauna Loa, so we kind of rely on the public to kind of help us out with that. We also work with partners, UH Manoa modeling section, and they're helping, trying to solve that issue on where the VOG might go. And the third one is lava flows. A lot of the lava that comes out of this one is going to be the fast-moving Pohoihoi lava, and it could reach the coast within hours.
All right, Robert, thank you so much for joining us on short notice, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in the near future.